So guys, you're welcome to today's class. In this particular video, I will show you exactly how to go about the cutting and sewing of this flutter sleeve top. Okay, this is a free top that you can rock to your office anytime, any day. Please, a little tip for this: when you want to sew this to get a perfect that flutter standing look, make sure your fabric is more strong, like a cotton fabric or a kind of not so slippery like this one I'm using, or silky kind. Okay, stick with me to the end of this video and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if it's your first time in my channel. Okay, let's get straight into the video. So guys, these are the measurements I'll be using to make this top. Very easy top, easy measurements. So this is my fabric. This is a silk kind of fabric. I don't even know if it's just silk. It's this kind of silk that is very slippery and soft, and so I just love the designs on it. That is the way it has this floral look, so that's why I'm using it to make this tutorial. But please remember, when you're making yours, to achieve that perfect flutter, you need a bit more firm fabric, or make sure your hand, the sleeve, that is the flutter itself, is very small. You're cutting it on a very small length. It's not going to be wide. Okay, so what I did now is I just took down my bust point, which is 10 inch. Okay, so I'm going for normal measurements. The next thing, I'm taking my waist measurement. Okay, you already know how to go about all this. I'm not going to take too long doing this. I'm just going to make it a bit fast. So once I get my waist measure, my waist length, the next thing I'll do is to get my hip, because this blouse, it's always good for your blouse to get up to your hip point. Okay, so unless you want to make just a kind of short, very short blouse. So I'm marking my measurement there. That is 24 inch totally of everything. That is 16 inch plus 8 inch. Okay, so that's 16 inch. That is for my half length. From that point down is my hip, so that is plus 8 inch. So the next thing I can see me do now is I'm getting my shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 8, and I added 0.5, so maybe 8.5. And then I've gone ahead to equally shaping this. Okay, so I'm going to divide this and I'm shaping the armhole. Some of you that are familiar with my tutorial already know this drafting. It's not difficult at all. I'm going to share my link on the description box below. You see exactly how to go about drafting this. Okay, you see how to make pattern, how to draft bodies on pattern, how to reuse it whenever you want to use it. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I divide my bust by 4, and I'm applying, and I added 0.5 to what I got. Okay, so I got like 9 inch for my bust, and I added 0.5 to it. That is for the easing on the sides. Okay, remember this is a free dress, so that is, I'm adding 0.5 from just my bust and my hip. Okay, so after that, I'll go ahead and apply my seam. My seam is 1.5. I didn't take the waist measurements. Okay, I didn't take the waist measurements. I'm going to just take the normal waist measurement and add 1 inch to it. So that is what you will do, so that the waist side will have a little bit shaping. You don't want it to come out just straight. Or rather still, I'll say go ahead and just apply your measurement on the bust and hip, and then when you want to sew, when you get to the point of the waist, just stitch it to have a little bit fit. Okay, let it just have some fit, because if you take the accurate measurement and work with it, it's going to end up, not, you're not going to be able to wear it. Okay, so what I'm doing now for my neck is I am taking 3.5, and then for the width, that is for the length, I came down by 4 inch. Okay, that is for the width of the neck, I did 3.5. Then for the length, I came down by 4 inch. So this is more like a 4 corner neck, that is squared neck. So guys, after that, I'm cutting it. I've already cut out, in fact. So now I'm going to go for my shoulder slant. I'll connect it. Okay, so this is not hard at all. It's not hard. On the point of the waist, let me repeat myself again. On the point of the waist, you can go ahead and apply your waist measurement, but add 1 inch to it as extra, like the excess, in other words, allowance. Okay, then you now add your normal allowance, which is 1.5. Okay, the normal one I added on the bust point and the hip. So you do it that way so that when you finish sewing it, the waist will not start interfering where you want to wear. Okay, and you don't want the waist side to also come out too straight. Let it be too straight. So in other words, we are trying to shape in the waist to have a little fit. So mine, I can easily sew this from the bust, and then I know how to shape it in on the waist part so that everything will come out nice. So but if you're finding that difficult to do, just go ahead and measure what I asked, this thing I just said now, add just 1 inch to your waist measurement, and then add your normal allowance. Once you do that, it will come out nice. Okay, so guys, I've cut it out both my front and back, and it is okay. So now we move forward to the sewing. Before that, I'm going to take my sleeve. This is my sleeve. My sleeve, this is what I have here is like 5.5. So I just want to cut a sleeve. This is straight. Please take note, it's not cut on bias, it's a normal straight cut. So all I'm doing is to shaping this to the point of the mid, that is the midpoint of the length I took. That depending on how much you want to pleat on this, go ahead and decide how much you want to pleat. So you shaping it, remember on the part of the shoulder, it's as if it came out more than the other side. So that is what I shaping so that you can see how it now looks. It has this like it came out on the middle part of it. So that is the essence for that. So I've been able to slash my neckline down to be able to turn it with the bias. So I'm unpinning all this. So the next thing I'm going to do is to join my shoulder lines. After I join my shoulder lines, then I'll take the bias and start turning my slits, the front neckline slit I have. Okay, so I'm going to join this by 1/2 inch. That is the shoulder. Then for the slit, I came down by 4 inch. Please take note that 4 inch is what I came down. That is the normal neck depth is 4 inch, and I also slitted it down by 4 inch again. So this is the bias. This particular bias, I cut this on bias form, okay, so that it will have that stretchiness and flexibility to be able to turn the necks. And I've been able to whip the hand, that this is the sleeve. I've been able to whip it so that it will have a nice finishing. So you just do a nice whipping for it so that you come out nice. So guys, the next thing I'm going to do now is I'll show you exactly how I'm going to turn the what I slit, that is the neckline slit. I'm going to turn it with the bias. I've been able to also turn the down part already. You can see that our blouse is gradually coming to an end. It's almost wrapping up. So making lovely blouses for yourself like this is not difficult. You can take your time and get creative and make as much as you want for yourself, and be walking to your work, to church, to any nice events. Okay, so this is my what I'm going to use to turn the bias for the neck. And then this is the one I'm going to use for this neck slit. Okay, it's pure straight, please. I didn't cut that one on bias. I just cut a normal straight, and by, let's say, 3 inch wide. I'm sorry I didn't get to measure that for you to see. So now when you place it like this, this is the back side. Please take note, I'm placing this on the back side. So I'm going to stitch it all the way to that point where my slit ends. Okay, and I'm going to stitch it a little bit down by 1/2 inch again. That is where you saw me mark. So this fabric is a little bit hiding all the things, everything is just hiding it inside. But when you look closely, you understand what I'm doing. So you know the point where my slit ends, which is 4 inch. So I'm going to be stitching down to 4.5, in other words, on the both sides. So guys, this is it. Can you see the lines there? Can you see the extra inch? So I'm going to be slashing this like so that I'll be able to turn this my bias in, and also be able to use it to turn the front side. Do not forget, like I said, everything I'm doing now is on the back side. That is the wrong side of the fabric. So as you can see now, I'm slashing it to meet exactly on that particular point. That is that point where I ended this stitch. Please don't make mistake, okay? You don't want a confused work. Can you see how this is looking? So that is what you will do. So the next thing I will do now is to turn it inward to the front side. Now I'm on the right side of the fabric. I'm bringing this out like this. Okay, everything is now right to right again, right meeting each other. So you can see how this looks nice. Okay, can you see? Okay, so there are different ways to sew this, but this one is one method that is also nice. So all I did was to go ahead and fold, and I stitch it all the way down to that exact 4 inch. That is the initial point, the initial straight 4 inch I had that I took. That's where I stitch it down. Okay, so no complications, just that 4 inch. So I'm going to take it inward, and I'm going to be placing one on top of the other so that it will give me that V look. This is not a placket actually. I use the format of placket to sew it, but I want it to come out looking like a V. Okay, so guys, once I do that, all I need to do is just stitch it close, finish, and when I'm through, you will see that it's now looking, having that V look. So like I said, okay, there are other ways you could actually achieve this. Okay, I don't mind. You can actually show me another technique you have under the comment section. And so guys, if you're enjoying this tutorial already, please don't forget to comment, to like, to share. So I'm going to use the bias to turn the rest of the neck. Please kindly comment, kindly like. When you like, someone else will be able to see it. So for the sleeve, there are two ways to get a flutter sleeve. You can go about using gathered to get it, or you can use pleats. So in this one, I'm going to be using pleats. Okay, you can use pleats or you can use gathered. Please, there is no complications in that. Okay, so what makes it flutter is that it ends up on the shoulder, and then the kind of fabric you use will end up giving it that flutter look. And how much of the length of the fabric you cut. Okay, the fabric is not supposed to be too long. That is the length of what you're cutting. Sorry, the width, how wide it is. It's not supposed to be wide. It's supposed to be thin, and then it also needs to carry maybe a more firmer fabric. That's, like I said, on the initial. So that is what makes it flutter, so that when you finish sewing it, it will just hang on the air and be like that. You understand? So guys, you can see that our video is in fact ended already. I've been able to join the first part of our flutter, and you can see how lovely this looks. You can as well slash yours down to make it smaller. I like mine to be a bit wider. I don't want it to be too small. So please, if you know you have not subscribed and you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notification bell for more updates. Okay, I have other videos. Please check my description box below, and you're going to see other tutorials of mine. And please subscribe, turn on notification bell for more updates, and then you'll see my next video that will be coming up very soon. It's actually a very lovely video. You don't want to miss that particular tutorial. But if you don't subscribe, you're going to miss it. So guys, that is it for that. So once I join the other sleeve, I'm just going to finish up like this. So this is not hard at all. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.